Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to another episode of Season 2 of Prison Architect. Things have calmed down a little bit in our prison, although we do have a couple of pretty dangerous prisoners that we need to keep a very close eye on. Obviously, we saw in the last time out we have Mr. Frank Castle just here, but we also have a particularly dangerous maximum security prisoner that I noticed as well when yet more guards got murdered. So if we go to prisoners here, I'm going to just quickly go through. We actually have two members now of the Reapers in our prison, as you can see. We have Borton just here and Avery just there. Nothing has really kicked off with either of those two just yet. But if we go back to prisoners, I want to go back to the maximum security group, because these are the guys that are potentially very, very dangerous. So let's have a look at Jordan Blake. Is this the one? No, this isn't the guy. I mean, this guy's sentenced to 29 years for multiple crimes, including attempted murder, manslaughter, and assault. As you can see, he's already served 2 sentences. He's got assault, manslaughter, and attempted murder currently going, and his violent disorder and GBH claims have already been dealt with. But he is not the prisoner that I'm particularly worried about. I think it's Brooks. Yeah, no, it's not Brooks. Which one is it? Smith, I remember. It's this guy. Take a look at this guy. He is sentenced to 342 years for multiple crimes, including murder and armed robbery. He's served 3.8 years of his sentence so far, and this is what he's convicted of. A 25-year conviction for murder times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 counts of 25 years of murder, 17 years for armed robbery, and he's served his 3 years for violent disorder. This guy is a killer through and through. 13 counts of murder that he's currently serving sentences for, so we need to be extremely, extremely careful on this guy here. These are his reputation, so you can see he is a legend of the criminal underworld, has numerous skills and abilities that make him very dangerous. He's extremely strong, which is very bad, which is why a lot of our guards keep getting killed. He's also extremely tough, so it's very hard to actually take him down in a fight. Extremely volatile, extremely deadly. Do not engage this prisoner in hand-to-hand combat. He is likely to kill anyone he comes into contact with. And he's an expert fighter as well. So he's capable of taking weapons from your guards mid-fight. He's also stoical. He will not become suppressed when locked in solitary. He really doesn't care. He's fearless. He's not intimidated by the sight of armed guards and is less likely to surrender. He's also an instigator. He sows the seeds of discontent in all those nearby. When he causes trouble, nearby prisoners will feel compelled to do the same. So we need to create some kind of safe area to keep this guy stashed in. So to do that, what we're actually going to do is we're going to go up to our policy, I think it is, and this is what we're going to start changing. So this is where we can set what kind of punishments are done for what. So possessing luxuries, we'll do a search of the prisoner and his cell, but no punishment. For possessing drugs, we'll do prisoner and cell searching. Oops. There we go. And solitary for 2 hours. Possessing tools, we'll do a prisoner and cell search, lockdown for 2 hours. Possessing weapons, prisoner and cell search, and we're going to increase that to 4 hours. Killing somebody is a prisoner and cell search, solitary confinement, and they're going in for a long time. You kill somebody, you're going in for 5 days. Being intoxicated, put them into a prisoner and cell search and in lockdown for 6 hours. Causing serious injury, solitary for 12 hours. Attacking staff, again we'll do prisoner cell search, solitary, and again we'll do 12 hours. So we're really ramping up the punishments for people who step out of line. Attacking other prisoners, we'll put them in solitary, and again we'll do that for 12 hours. So we're potentially going to have a bit of a backlog of people trying to get into solitary, or being queued up for solitary. Escape attempt, they are going into the shoe, they're going to solitary, and they're going in for 2 days. Destroying prison property, they'll be in lockdown for 12 hours. And again, searching all of these. Complaining, no search, no punishment. Okay, so there we go. Other policies, we can look at changing meal variety from medium to high, which will increase our cost, or to low, which will save us money. We can also change the meal quantity as well, as to how much they actually get per meal. We'll leave those as they are for now. Parole policy, parole cut off with a 33% chance of reoffending. We're going to drop that down to 25. So there we go, that's our policies adjusted there. In terms of grants, we now have the option, because we completed cell block C, our capacity is over 100. We now have cell block D opened up, which can increase our capacity to 200. We'll get a 10,000 advance and a 20,000 completion bonus. We're a way off doing that yet, so we're not going to even go for that. But we do have, as you can see, 19,000. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start putting in this classroom up here. So I want to go to where is it? Structures. There we go. I want to build our classrooms. And I'm trying to remember what that was going to be. I think that was going to be a med bay, and then that was going to be a morgue. I think that's what that was going to be. So we've got 2 classrooms here that we're going to build. We'll get those up and running pretty quickly. In fact, do we build 3 classrooms? Yeah, let's build a 3rd classroom as well. So let's speed time up. Let's get construction of that done nice and quickly. We also need to put in our entranceway over here. So we're going to go with doors. We want a large door there and there. That's just going to be a bit of walkway, I think. Let's put some fencing in. So just basic fencing for now, because I want to try and keep the costs down. Let's run this fence around this way, like so. I mean, we'll remove sections of this fence as we need to, and we're also going to add in some more temporary fencing there, like that. And then this is going to be a perimeter wall here, but we're going to hold off on that until we have the money to actually build it. So first off, let's turn these into classrooms. So I want to go to slow time down again while I do this. Let's go to rooms. Let's go to classrooms. We're going to allocate that as classroom. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with that. I think I had something else in plan for that. But let's start adding in some items. So it needs to be a minimum of 5 by 5. Now the classes can only hold 10, I believe. So let's just drop in our desks. Oops. but we'll do it like that anyway. We'll go with an office desk, because we obviously need one of those. We'll have a chair for our desk, and then we're going to have a metal detector just there, and we can actually trim a little bit of the wall off here. So if we go to walls and doors, we'll build a wall up like that, and then essentially once this is built, we're going to duplicate that. So let's put in a standard door on that there. We'll speed time up. We'll get that first room constructed. We'll get some power going into there as well, because I don't think we have any just yet. No, we don't. We're going to need power going into our metal detector. So running cabling in like that should be fine. And obviously we've got to hold up with these doors here, so we'll just quickly add in some open doors there. I'm also going to, for security again, just as a temporary measure until we can afford to construct everything else we need, we're just going to put some fencing in there to block off that pathway there, like that, and that'll force them to go around the rest of the route. And then we need to obviously construct the rest of that pathway, so that needs to come along here. And again, this will be replaced by perimeter fence when we can afford it, but until then, this kind of fencing will do the job. And now we have a secure-ish area here. It's not high security, it's just a very, very small, low-level fence, but it'll do the job, and create some kind of temporary barrier, which is important, just so that no one can literally just make a run for it the second they get up here. Just take that piece of cable out, because as you know, I don't like. In fact, actually, let's cancel that, because what I'm going to do is, why are they trapped? They shouldn't be trapped. They're trying to get in there and install something there, and they can't for whatever reason. But we're going to clone this cell here, or this classroom like that, and we're going to spin it around and drop it there like that. And that might become our workshop. That might be something that I can put in there. And while that's doing that, let's go into rooms, and now I can clear that unnecessary piece there. What are they trying to install there? Why? No route. Failed 7 times. Alright, let's dump that steel. Now they should have a route. Or maybe not. And now I've trapped all my I've trapped them all in here. Let's take this piece of wall out here. Have I trapped all of my guards? Sorry, all of my prisoners. Yes, because I've locked that door up. Alright, so let's make that unlockable. That's why nothing was happening, because I'd left a permanent lock on that gate. And as soon as I closed that route off, I was forcing people, basically into a trapped loop where they couldn't move. So that's resolved. We should get the rest of this constructed nice and quickly. And the reason I looped that around is so that when I get to power supply, I can now just leave that, well, it's already gone, but I can leave that piece of cable there, and that'll connect straight into that there, which hopefully will also power the rest of the room. But if it doesn't, we'll just... Oh, it's going to drop a piece of cable there anyway once it gets installed, so we should have power in that entire room there. So you see our classrooms are being built, so now we have a working classroom. I'm just going to quickly stop time while I do this. Let's go to programs, and we're going to add a new program, and we're going to roll out guard taser certification. This takes place between 6 and 8, and as you can see, 10 sessions, oh sorry, 1 session, $100 per session, but it's 10 at a time. We need a classroom with school desks. So now we have one of those, we can actually apply that program and we can get some of our guards tasers, and we're going to add in 2 of those programs just to get our guards some security, just help them out a little bit better as quick as we possibly can. So we should start to see guards pile in. Here we go. This is the first lesson between 6 and 7. There we go. And here comes the chief. Looks like he's trying to do a lesson in here. There we go. The chief is obviously going to have an office up here. So I think we probably might not have passed all of those. Let's check. 50% pass rate so far. So 10 of our guards now have tasers out of the 20 that we've tested so far. So that'll help. And also we have an extra 5 psych patients. We're now up to 15, or as we were last time I checked. Let's double check that again. If I go to the series, yeah, we've got 15 insane asylum patients. So we need to create some more padded cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slow time down for a second. You can see here, here's a guard with a taser. As you can see, he's got his taser attached to him there. We do obviously need to be careful that certain patients or certain prisoners don't get their weapons taken from them. And you know, we said we had that one particularly dangerous prisoner that we needed to keep an eye on, Smith. Well, we are going to try and confine him permanently to solitary. And I need to check whether or not I've got the right ability to do that just yet. So I need to go into bureaucracy. And we don't have permanent punishments, so we need to unlock permanent punishments. But to do that, we need to get a lawyer. So we'll have to pay for the lawyer first, and then when that's done, and he's unlocked, and we've hired a lawyer, we can then unlock permanent punishments, which means we can keep Smith locked up pretty much permanently in solitary and stop him from just murdering our entire prison force. Which he's already probably single-handedly dispatched the majority of the guards who have died so far. How we're looking up here. We're missing a desk. There should be a desk in just there. So let's just add that in. There we go. We've got one more going in just there. So we have our classrooms. Our classrooms are done. And now they're done, the other thing we can do as well with programs is we can go to add in General Education Qualification, the GEQ. So this is a 3-hour session, so you need to take this into account when you're scheduling your work blocks, that you have at least a 3-hour block of work, because if you don't, they won't be able to take part in these sessions. So we're going to confirm one of those, and we are also going to do the foundation education program just there as well. Again, it's a 3-hour session. So if any of these programs don't work, you'll see here more work time is required or room not available. So we need to go to our regime, and as you can see, we only have 2-hour blocks of work. So what we need to do is we now need to increase those to 3 hours. So we're going to push those across like that. Anyone that has work, if they are not in work, then any prisoners left over get to use that as free time. So the only time this would be an issue would be potentially bladder issues, but as you can see, they've got yards straight after meals, so hopefully they can hang on long enough from lockup through to yard time. We need to do the same for our minimum security. We need to give them an extra block of work like that, and same with our maximum security and our insane security guys as well. In fact, actually, let's put them back in lockup. Let's do those guys in the afternoon, and we'll do the same with the we'll do the same with our maximum security guys. We'll put them into classroom options in the evenings. So it does mean that we will have to schedule additional programs. It's a bit more expensive way to do it, but it is keeping those guys separated out. So you can see that our education programs are now active. We've got 7 people signed up for the foundation course. Nobody can go into the GEQ until they've done the FEP. So let's schedule a new FEP. And let's check the time that that's been scheduled. So the first one there is 10 till 1. And the second one there is 3 till 8. So we have one in the morning and one in the evening for our various different prisoners. I said 3 till 8, it's actually 3 till 6. But there we go. So we have our classrooms up and running. We have education in play. So we now have our legal. So we can hire a lawyer. Where is staff hiring? There we go. Where is the blood-sucking lawyer? There he is. So, we can't hire him. Oh, we need 5,000 to hire a lawyer, and we only have 3. So, let's add a few more prisoners into our prison. Let's add in an extra 12 medium security guys. And while we're waiting for some more guys to come in, I just want to double check prison gangs. Let's see how many we're up to. We're still on 2, or anyone else has been recruited. No, it's still just the 2 at the moment, and they are in separate blocks at the moment. We've got 1 in this block, and we've got 1 in this block. So not a large concentration of gang members just yet. Certainly not enough to cause us any real issues. And here you can see people are running and rushing to our toilet block. It's going to help keep down some of the mess in this particular block. We haven't got one in the other block, but it's a smaller block, so it's not really quite so necessary. You know, they're quite close to their cell blocks. They can always go there if they need to. Whereas it's a little bit more stretched out over here. You can see our solitary is absolutely jam-packed at the moment, as you can see. We're getting another false read, potentially. Oh no! This is a breakout attempt. We've got another breakout attempt. Let's immediately search the cell block. Someone is trying to tunnel. What's missing? You see, it's suggesting that there is a tunnel in here, but we didn't find it. I want to search this cell again. Okay, that's worrying me. Alright, let's grab one of these dogs. I want to search this cell. See if I can figure out what is going on here, because it does look as though we have a hole in the cell somewhere, and I'm wondering where it is. Could it be under the bed, I wonder? Well, I sniffed everything in there. So why is this cell saying it's not? Let's move this bed there. Why is this cell not complete? It's very odd. Yes, there's the tunnel. Look, someone has tunnelled underneath their bed. Okay, so we need to go to demolition. In fact, now if we actually try and search this cell, they should find that straight away. I'm not sure why he's not been caught for an attempted breakout. Let's go to demolition, and let's remove that tunnel. It looks like there is a tunnel being constructed or being attempted under there as well. Any other of our cells playing up a little bit? Everything seems to be fine over there. Everything seems to be fine over there. Those two are or those four are flashing because there's no wall on the end there. That's fine. Let's actually just put those walls in right now. Let's go to walls and doors. And just build a wall. So we can at least turn those into actionable cells as well. So we're in here, fixing up this cell here. This guy, we need to punish this prisoner by putting him into solitary. And we want him in solitary for 24 hours. And now we also want to move the bed and put that back in. So we had another breakout attempt. That's two in quick succession that we've had there. Can we hire our lawyer yet? No, we can't. So we still can't do permanent punishments. Speed up time. Wait for a guard to come and open this up. There we go. And it looks as though we might... Why is he... Again, we've got space in solitary. Why is he not... Current punishments... Oh, he's currently on lockdown. So we've got to wait for that to cool down. I thought we changed all those prison... we changed all those incidents. Escape attempts. Solitary for 48 hours. Yeah, so he should have been solitary. Maybe that's stacked up and he'll get moved in there once he's cooled down from his current lockdown status. We've got teachers in, look, teaching our students. Oh, someone's been tagged. A guard will be on his way up to search him. There we go, found a screwdriver. Someone kicking off. I heard a taser going off in the background. I need to close these up. And I need to actually station a guard up here. So let's just put a guard in there. Like so. And we'll put a guard in here as well. And things are actually looking okay. Here we have extra prisoners in, so we've got 10 grand, so we can now afford to go and buy our lawyer. So the lawyer is hired, and now that we've done that, we can go to bureaucracy. We can research permanent punishments. And that is queued because we don't have an office for our lawyer, so we're going to have to very quickly build another office. Let's just clone this office here. And don't have the money for another office. Ah. Alright, so we're going to have to wait on a little bit longer on permanent punishments, it seems. Let's really maximise the number of prisoners that we have currently in our prison. We have 85. Let's add in an extra 20. I don't want to overdo it and completely fill these blocks, because we just don't have the guards for that, and we don't have the money to hire the guards until they turn up. So yeah, it's a tricky situation trying to juggle everything and balance everything. You can see we're actually pretty good on the supply of contraband at the moment, but the demand is very high across the board. So we have to really kind of stay on top of that, or else we could end up with some serious issues and lots of people kicking off. This block here is almost completely full, look. Let's check in on Callahan. He's depressed and extremely stoical. We really do need a second psychiatrist. I just don't have... Oh, someone got tased. I didn't see where it happened, but somebody got tased. Well, our next batch of prisoners is due to arrive in a few moments. I'm guessing whoever got tased was actually down here. You see someone in solitary, you know, Coombs has kicked off. Let's just take a look at Coombs. He's prone to outbreaks. He's also prone to throwing up or soiling himself when feeling suppressed and untreated, so he's going to be doing that a lot, because we have way too many criminally insane patients and not enough psychiatrists to deal with them all. That's unfortunate. It's something we are going to have to try and rectify pretty soon. Let's see. We'll get to the point where we can actually turn this block here into a maximum security, and then this one will turn into padded security for our criminally insane. And then beyond that, you know, the rest of this will fill up with you know, the overflow from these two blocks, because we're going to have quite a few medium security guys still in here. But we are now just seconds away from our next queue of patients dropping in, so we're going to end the episode here. So thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob. We'll be back with another episode of Season 2 of Prison Architect very soon.